Let's stitch the basket block on our Prim quilt. The basket block is on page 19. I have my fabrics backed with fusible interfacing and I have the batting. As a reminder, I am stitching my blocks with batting and background quilting, which is not the same as the directions. Now with one of these fabrics, this large J fabric, this is used for 2 appliques in 2 different blocks. I have not cut this apart, so I will use what I need for this block and then just set the remainder aside. Let's start on the basket block. I've opened my USB and I'm going to go to my combined files folder, and I need to bring in block 2, which is the basket. And I will hit set, and I am using my 9x9, and I am going to move it up because I still have my stabilizer attached to the roll. So I am going to choose embroidery and then layout and move and just bump that up, and that will just help me save. I'll select OK, and then I like to stitch on the minus plus needle. I'm going to run the placement stitch for the batting. I will place my batting, tack it down, and then I will manually have to stop my machine. Then I will place the fabric, tack the fabric down, and run the background quilting. I love this quilting. All right, so the next 2 steps are going to be for the 2 applique fabrics. The first is for the little strawberry. I will place that, tack it down, and trim it, and then we will stitch down the basket applique. Those are the only 2 appliques. Everything else on this block is embroidery. So let's start with some stems. So I just started stitching out the strawberries that are going to go on the side, and I have 2 separate colors for the light pink and dark pink. I have 1 set of Glide and 1 set of Floriani. I picked the darker, which is the Floriani. It's not much darker than the Glide, but I have this tan background, so I picked the darker Floriani. And this light that's going to be the 2 side strawberries, I don't think is going to be noticeable. So I am going to do a little bit of changing. I think I'm going to use my dark pink that was supposed to be kind of an outline for this applique strawberry. I think I'm going to go ahead and use that for the side strawberries, and I might see if I have an even darker pink to stitch the side so it's different. So that's what I'm choosing to do. I just feel that this is too light. I've stitched it right here, and looking at it, you can't even see that there's anything there. All right, so let me try the darker. Now, because I've already started stitching this out, I'm just going to come over and use my up arrow. And because I've already started this step, it will take me to the first stitch of this step. And now I can start over. If I'm on the first stitch and haven't started the step, the up arrow would take me to the previous step. All right, so let's try this darker pink. This was a much better choice, choosing the darker of the pink threads. It is a very lacy design, and even with the darker pink, it's still pretty light. Now, the pattern, of course, does call for a darker outlining of this applique strawberry, but because I used that darker for the strawberries, I'm just going to keep it the same and not go darker. I'm going to use all the same pink for those. And I also did want to mention that the handle of the basket, and then there's going to be a lot of embroidery on top and bottom of this little basket, I also chose to swap out colors. The original design calls for thread 14, which for me was a robin's egg thread, and it was a little too bright turquoise for my fabric, because again, my fabric is not the same as the sample. And so I chose to use Tidewater, which is thread 9. That's the thread that I've chosen, and it matches better with my fabric. All right, so let's continue. I think that looks great, and it makes it cohesive. So now I'm on to the leaves of the strawberries and the leaves of the flowers. And if you saw the last video, I used a color that was a little bit more blue-green. And I mentioned that I was going to try the other green, which is celery, and it's more of a, a green, but it's pretty light. I am going to try it. I really am debating on if it's going to show very well, but I'm going to try it and we'll see what happens, and then I'll know. All right, so the strawberry leaves are going to be quite dense, it looks like from the screen. And then the leaves that are on the flower are those kind of lacy. They're similar to this, where they have a lot of open spaces like the last block. So let's see how this light green works. My gosh, this is looking so good. I do love the celery color on these leaves. They're a little bit denser in stitch, even though they're an open stitch, than the previous block. And so this lighter green, I think, looks great. Now, a couple things I noticed with this stitch out. These leaves up here in the strawberries, I can see on this leaf right here and this leaf right here, there's almost like a line. And actually, it looks, now that I feel it, that looks like a big jump stitch. I'm going to try to cut it. I'm not sure why that would be there. And it was, at first I thought when it was stitching out that it was like a line that was missed. Let me see. And I'm not really sure it's supposed to be a jump stitch, so maybe I'm not supposed to be cutting these, but I think they just look out of place. So I'm going to cut that. So if yours looks like that, that's how mine looked. Now, another thing I noticed about these leaves is you can see, especially on the pink fabric, it doesn't cover the fabric underneath, and you can see it right here. Not as much on here because of the lighter background. That, I think, should be covered somehow. I think they look like tiger stripes. And so while, again, in the scheme of things, I don't think it's even going to be given a second look when it's up on a wall. But, you know, close-up stitching, that is something that's noticeable. Now, I do want to say that, again, I love this. It's an open stitch, and I love it. But if you'll notice on these two, this leaf kind of overlaps the stem, and this leaf doesn't quite touch the stem. It's like these two leaves have just shifted over. And so I thought, again, maybe it's because, you know, I'm not on heavy stabilizer, and, you know, you can see some pulling. This flower is really dense, and so I thought, well, you know, I'm going to have maybe some issues because I am using no-show mesh and batting and background quilting that's different. However, on my screen, this is exactly how they are on the screen. You can tell that this is over the stem, and on the screen, I can see that that bottom left does not touch the stem, and so that is how it is digitized. So it's not anything that I've done. I think that is interesting and maybe should have been caught in you know, stitch outs when you do a design. Again, in the scheme of things, who's ever going to really know? I love this, and right now I'm getting ready to stitch the sides of the basket, and that is in a different color than this. This color is going to be the top and the bottom, and then the sides are going to be a different color. But what I'm going to do before I start stitching this, all of this stitching on the bottom is super dense. I can tell by looking at my screen, and the top. And so I did place my fabric farther down. You'll notice I have a lot more below the tack down than I do above. And I'm also going to spray a little bit of Best Press. And I think I've decided I'm going to start doing this to my background fabric before I even, you know, tack it down. And that's just to give it a little extra, since I'm doing not the heavy stabilizer that they call for. Although I have seen them stitch their blocks out from the Riley Blake website, and even with all of the called for stabilizers, theirs does pucker too. This is a lot of stitching. And so I think, again, what I'm going to do from now on is I'm going to use Best Press and press the fabric with, you know, so it maybe stiffens up a little bit more, and we'll see if that works, just to kind of prevent as much as I can. All right, so now I'm getting ready to do the basket, and then we have just those cute, we have two of those sawtooth, I'm calling them sawtooth stars. If they're called something different, let me know. That kind of unite this whole quilt and is in every block, and then we'll be done. All right, so let's get this finished. My block is done, but there's one more step. It's the crosshairs that stitch right in the center of the block, and that helps with trimming. I am not running those because I'm going to be doing something a little bit different when I trim my blocks. So I am done. However, if you're going to stitch this out, you just need a visible color so that it will help you align your ruler. I'm done, so I'm just going to hit home and cancel, and I'm done. And this block is gorgeous. Oh, I love the stitching. It's, as always, look at the detail in the stars, in the flowers, the leaves, this cute little basket, the strawberries, and then that bird. It's even got a cute little eye. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, so because I'm going to be stitching a lot of blocks, there's a lot of blocks in this quilt, I am not going to be trimming mine to size until the end. I just, even though they'll just be set aside, I don't want any fraying. I want them to have nice crisp edges when I'm getting ready to sew them together. So what I'm going to do is just cut this from the stabilizer. Again, I still have my roll attached, so I was able to save, you know, 3 or 4 inches, and that all adds up, so I'll put that aside. I am just going to trim my stabilizer just so all the excess, you know, is out. I'm just going to trim it pretty much even with the fabric. And I'm going to go ahead again and leave this as is until I'm done with all of my blocks. Once I'm done with all of my blocks, then I'm going to take out the tack down. I'm going to remove my stabilizer and my batting all the way back to the tack down of the batting so that I will not have any batting or stabilizer in my seam allowance. And then of course I'll give it a good press. You can see there's a lot of stitching, and it has you know, puckered a little bit, but not too much. And so I will, of course, before I trim my block, I will give it a really good press. But for now, I am going to call this done. It looks great. It's gorgeous as always. And I'm ready to stitch out the next block.